Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Assalamu alaikum.
Namaste.
My name's Gina.
I'm Krisha.
My name is Rukshaya.
My name is Melisha.
And as you know, I'm Gayatri.
Kunor Tabuingawa.
Kubas Maraka Ho.
So we're here today to talk about the ethnic inequalities between male, female and the rainbow community.
The substantial gap between first-generation migrants and their children.
Muslim women are more subjective to racism and discrimination.
Are we being loved or manipulated?
I have always been passionate about feminist values, especially for women from ethnic backgrounds like myself.
I'm here to briefly raise awareness about Palestine and what's been happening in Palestine over the past 73 years.
The intersectionality between climate justice and racism.
For me, what I care about a lot is politics and political campaigns.
I'm Sri Lankan Tamil.
I am Maori.
I'm a fully proud Palestinian born and raised in Gaza, the land of dignity.
I'm Nokoti Mana me Vietnam Nokoti Pana.
And I'm Sinhalese, Sri Lankan Sinhalese.
I am a refugee. I have been a refugee for 17 years and I'm going strong.
I'm a student, I'm a young person.
And I'm a 20-year-old student at Victoria University.
I'm 16 years old and I live on a dairy farm in Methven.
I'm Takatapui. I'm functioning autistic. I am a believer. And I'm a mess.
I grew up wearing the hijab and I feel comfortable and empowered the most with it.
When the personal is political, when the things that are going on affect us and our communities right to our core, there is really simply no opting out. And so we've got to bring all of that knowledge, all of those experiences and all of who we are to the table.
A very special issue that I have very close to my heart is the abortion law reform.
According to Adamar, the Israeli army has imprisoned over 12,000 Palestinian children since the year 2000.
What's the root of the problem as to why they are so protected and have these barriers the way they are? Personally, from a Sri Lankan background, I feel that, our parents have gone through like war, like civil war. And for them, it's always about escaping and protecting and like what can they do to make us safe.
Unfortunately, domestic violence and forced marriage are real issues that coexist in Aotearoa.
It is really good to see some working environment have adapted a cultural competency program which aim to a more culturally safe environments.
This is not the first time Israel has attacked Gaza. In 2006, 2009, and 2012 and 2014.
It's our diverse experiences and it's who we are that is unique, that we can bring to the table, that is so integral and so important for a lot of different political campaigns and political movements.
Like having someone there, a support system to ensure that there's safety, there's perspective, there's respect, and they don't have to fear for their lives.
Takatapui is a term that I can't really describe for other people. It's unique to each individual who identifies as it.
I think it's really helpful when you can see other young people be proud of their culture and to see them actively participate in their community.
We have to respect the fact that people have different beliefs than ours and we have to accept it.
Prisoners in Israeli jails suffer physical beatings. They're subjected to strip searches. They do not receive adequate and timely health care. They're blindfolded or hooded during detention.
It's the histories, it's the systems and it's the privileges that all go into what makes an issue affect different people differently. And so by learning about all those different things, I've realised that I have a variety of passions in a variety of areas and that I want to make change.
This story and many other similar stories happen to me and other Muslim hijabi women all the time.
And I also think that our generation will definitely be the change.
And I'm hoping that this gives them a little bit of confidence to learn more about their culture from their parents, and to know that it is possible to be close to your family and also your peers at the same time.
Never facing racism because of the colour of my skin. And whilst I recognise that this is truly a privilege and something that many of my migrant peers don't get to experience, I don't think that anyone should ever have to.
A home is meant to be a place where we feel safe, comfortable, and we have the freedom to be ourselves.
If there is no one that is like you in those spaces, no one that you can feel, you can relate to, it's you who's got to be in there, it's you who's got to bite the bullet and take that step and be in those spaces and be in those groups and make that change, even with maybe those feelings of doubt and uncertainty.
Forced marriage is a violation of human rights and it falls within the definition of domestic abuse.
It is really frustrating when people think we dress this way because we are oppressed. when in fact it is part of our religion and identity.
I think it'll really help amplify migrant voices, and it'll also help shed some light on issues that really matter.
You do not have to be Arab nor Muslim to support Palestinian people. All you have to be is human.
You're not really an individual. It's like when you're in a family, it's a collective, and whatever happens as a collective. So
My identity is complex and I can't even fully articulate it myself.
It is an epidemic that has exacerbated our lives since the dawn of time.
While individual actions are great, what we really need is policy change.
This is why your repost counts. Your conversation informing at least one person counts.
This cannot be achieved individually, and this has to be a collective effort.
we will be the change.
When the people in power aren't making the decisions that need to be made, when they aren't taking action on the things that are affecting us in a negative way, I want us young people to be doing that. I want us to be organising, I want us to be pushing for change.
I would like to encourage our NGOs and government sectors to build cultural capacities that shed light on forced marriage and domestic violence, especially in ethnic communities, so that we all can stand in solidarity to bridge the intersectionality of feminism.
I believe in order to cultivate a more socially cohesive nation, we all need to join into the conversation. And so I encourage you to use your voice.
Being part of Shakti Youth meant that I was able to connect with people from my school and our community to talk about the safety and well-being of our women.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to Shakti for giving me an opportunity to talk about this issue.
I'm very fortunate to be named as one of the Shakti Youth Ambassadors of 2021, alongside some of the other epic rangatahi.
Shout outs to Shakti for allowing us to share our thoughts, and ka kite. See ya.